Hello YouTube fans, back again with another video on one of the songs that I've been requested to do the chords to, one of them that I wrote. In this case it's Willow's song. No fancy backgrounds or anything like that today, just at my apartment, and just some great content I'm planning to go over here. Just an update, I've had a lot of good comments on the Martin DCX 1E. A lot of people have been buying those and been looking for those, and if you'd like one of those, I've got a link directly to it in your show info, the little info part of this video, and most of my videos here lately. I've got a link that you can actually go directly to an online music store and purchase one of those, and they are amazing. The tone is superior. I've had it for I think it was last November that I bought it, maybe 2011. No, I've had it for a little over a year. Yeah, it was a little over a year, I'm pretty sure. And it just sounds better and better the more I play it. Right now I'm using the same strings I had on the Legacy video, the Legacy lesson video, which I think I've entitled Legacy, the Dynamics of a Song, or Songwriting, or something like that. And it's the lesson on Legacy. And these are the GHS strings, just regular phosphor bronze, using my D'Andrea ProPlec pick, tri-cornered. It's 1.5 millimeters. I love these picks. They have the best tone of any of them that I've tried, and I've tried Dunlop, I've tried V picks, I've tried all of them, and these have amazing tone. You'll still want a couple other picks on hand. If your strings go dead, this is more of a woody, not really a bright tone. It's got that nice boom to it. But if you want like a brighter tone, then you use a V pick or a thinner gauge, and it will cut through the majority of that, and you'll have a brighter sound. Don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but for example, here's the V pick. And here's the D'Andrea again. It's more deeper, but you can look at my videos on picks for that. Probably need to do an update of those actually, because the audio isn't very well, but there's a lot to be made in tone and volume. A lot to be said about picks. Don't just worry about your strings or your guitar. A lot of it is in your picks, believe it or not. I know, I've experimented for over a year, just different picks, so I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, blah blah blah, getting off track here. Willow song. Let's go ahead and go into this. And I don't remember if I did it on the video of the actual song, if it was an E or an F. But regardless of where it is, it's going to be the same chords. It's going to be the D, the B minor, and all this other stuff. It's going to be the same chords for the song. So here we go. That's just the intro. I'm using chords mainly, but then I'm adding little things here and there. So we're in D, and that's just another shape for a D. I use my pinky there. You can also go, which is, for bluegrass, this is one of the most important chords that you'll use, I think, because it's so obscure, I guess. Most people I see doing this is Tony Rice. I think Brian Sutton, maybe some other people. This is another way to play a D. It's an inversion. You have your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, your first finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and your third finger, your middle finger, on the 3rd fret of the B string. You don't play the bottom. You're playing those three strings. Okay, so that's an important shape for you to memorize. This is just an A. I'm not playing the last string. I'm actually muting it with this hand, these two fingers here. It goes to G. And again. Once again. And then it would be minor. And for there, I'm playing the G. This is the G that I normally play with your ring finger and your pinky down here. But what I'm doing is I'm lifting up that ring finger and coming down and playing that open. I'm landing on the flatted fifth there, which is first finger, second fret of the B string. And so that's that. But in the verses, it's the same thing. You're going to go 3 times: D, A, G. And then instead of going to D, you're going to be minor. Okay, so. You can do the bar B minor, which I typically don't do. I just do, if I'm going to do a B minor, it's usually, instead of barring it, I just play that note up there and then fret the rest of them. Play the 4 strings and don't play the bottom string. Again, I'm muting the bottom string with these 2 last fingers here. That way if I do hit it, it's not going to come through. Okay, so play the B minor like that, or sometimes I'll play the B minor 7, which is like a B minor, just lift your pinky, and you have to bar that one. Typically you'll see me doing this, which is a B minor as well, but instead of having to do this, I just have to move, I leave this finger anchored and put my pinky there, and then my first finger, and then bar it. Pinky's on the D string, 4th fret. So typically when I go, that's the B minor 7. Instead of me having to do, switching positions. So the verses are all like that. For example, let me just do, the first verse. Alone stands a weeping willow, and you can substitute the A. For my darling fair, for a different kind of A suspended. As I gaze on sleep so lovely, I'm reminded, there's the B minor 7, reminded of her long flowing hair. And as you play, the more comfortable you get with playing songs, the more stuff you're going to add to it. Instead of going straight from a D to an A to a G. Sometimes I do this, a D and an A, which I leave that finger anchored there, and it creates an A suspended 4. And I lift it, so it gets this effect. And like sometimes you can add an A suspended too. You can add an A7, but it doesn't sound very good in that song. But anyway, the important thing is to experiment. Now, the rest of them, the song goes just like that, and the other part of the song, the bridge, it's a little different. And it goes when it goes to the bridge, it goes to B minor. And I cried for the love, E minor, that I had never known. And I cursed that winter and the grief that I found has surely brought me down, for my body is now feeble and old. Okay, and the solo is going to follow along the same pattern of that. It's going to have that E minor in there a little bit. But let's go over that again. And I cried, B minor. And like I said, I'll do B minor 7 from time to time. And I cried for the love, A, E minor, that I, G, had never known. B minor, cursed that winter's, A, weather cold. Back to G. B minor, and the grief that I found, A, E minor, brought me down, G, for my body. Back to D. This is the different part. It doesn't go to B minor here, it goes to the D. For my body is now feeble and old. And that holds out. And if you want to, you can do this. This part is going to be like the little bridge. And you can add that chord. That's one of my favorite chords, is a ninth chord. It's a G. But you are going to take your finger off the second fret and not play it, or mute it with your first finger. You're going to take your first finger off, play the G. If you're in this position of the G, you're going to take your first finger off the second fret, and your middle finger is going to kind of mute that string. So when you play it, it doesn't ring. In other words, it would be, which is another pretty sound, but we don't want it there. We want this to be the prominent note. So that is the first finger on the second fret of the G string. And you can do that too. That's another pretty way to play it. Don't have the middle finger or ring finger down. Just leave the B string open. And it kind of sounds like this E. Or if we were in the G, since that's so hard to play, as you can tell, I just decided to do it here. In there, it's easier. It's the same three notes. 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Same notes. It's just easier to play there. Okay. So that's the breakdown of Willow's song. Once again, there's really not a lot to say about this on songwriting, but like I said on Legacy, you don't have to have songs that are this complicated in chords and chord structure, but for me, that's just the way I write. I like complicated. I like beautiful things, and you might want to experiment with chord substitutions, like we were talking about. Instead of using this A, we can use a long A. We can use the A suspended. We can use another A suspended. We can even use this A, which is one of my favorites. It's like a G major 7. You're going to put your pinky at the 5th fret, D string. It's going to be D, G, B, and E. 5, 4, 3, 2. But you're going to use the A ringing open. It's a G major 7 with an A for the bass. But it's like an A suspended 9, 13 or something like that. But it's a lot easier to say G major 7 / A for the bass. Body is now feeble. It doesn't sound good in every instance. Sometimes you can take and put your finger and bar it and lift the 2 middle fingers and leave the pinky down. now feeble and old. Okay, so there's not a lot much more to go over this song, and I'm not going to drag it out if there's no use in it. So enjoy Willow's song, and as soon as I get some more video ideas, I'll post them on here. I had a few to go over that I can put on. No problem, actually. So I've already got a couple rolling around in my head, something I need to be doing. But subscribe, please. Tell your friends about me. Go to my Twitter page. Follow me, Eric Beatty. You know, Twitter.com/TheEricBeatty, Facebook.com/TheEricBeatty, Facebook.com/Texas Blues Guitar. Check out my Texas Blues Guitar site at www.secretsoftexasbluesguitar.com. Check that out. There's some free content on there, free samples. My blog is also on there, as you've noticed on the last the Legacy video with the songwriting stuff on it. But I'm rambling. I will let the info bar speak for itself. And once again, I've had a lot of good compliments out of the DCX1E, the Martin DCX1E. I've got a link in the info section of this video and a lot of my other videos where I'm playing my Martin, to where you can go directly to the music catalog online and buy it from them. So check that out. Click that link. It is an affiliate link, which means it helps to support me and the stuff I'm doing online to get content to you guys. I do get paid a commission. It's a very small commission, but you know, a little bit goes a long way if you decide to purchase it from that link. It doesn't charge you any extra. It just gives me a percentage for giving you a reference to that link. So please check that out, and till the next video, I will see you guys then, and I'm looking forward to it. Take care.